Okay, so on this dress, this first dress, we're going to use the hemp. It's a color uh, called hemp. And then this one is a fudge. And these are from Hobby Lobby. They are Egyptian cotton. And this is the brand that I use. I got these on sale. They're $2.89, but I got them on sale for $2.02. So wait for the sales. And so we're going to start this new little dress. And most of all the tops are, at least the bodice part is the same. So we're not going to show that each time. But these are the 6 rows, and we chained 33 chains. We single crocheted in the second chain from the hook, and that gave us 32 stitches. So we the first row was a single crochet to do the whole row. The second row we single crocheted the first 9 stitches, and then you right here you can see it goes up. We single crocheted 2 in the same stitch, and then we single crocheted 12 across. It'll always be 12 across. And then at this point we single crocheted 2 in the same stitch, and then we single crocheted the other 9 stitches. So we will do this. This is 6 rows. The next one is 10, 2 in the same, 12, 2 in the same, 10, and it just goes up 11 at this end, 11 at this end, and then the 6th row is single crochet. You'll end up with 38 stitches. Now the instructions are right up here, and when we get the 6 rows done, then you'll come back and we'll go on to the 7th row. So just stop the video and come back. I'm going to start now the 7th row, which is again this is all let me untwist my thread here. This is all single crochet. And we'll just, okay, so we're going to when you come to the end of the row, you chain 1 and you turn each time. Okay, so then you are going to, on the 7th row, you're going to do 12. Sorry, I'm trying to get all my threads. Now you keep the thread on. Well, you can clip the thread once you're done with the brown, the trim, because we're going to trim this in brown, or the fudge color. So you can clip that off and get rid of it. But now we are going to do 12 stitches. Single crochet 12. So we'll go in and we do 1. You'll go in the next one. Single crochet. Next one. Single crochet. So this is how you do that all the way across. This one will be 12, then 2 in the same stitch, 12, 2 in the same stitch, and 12. That is row 7, and you will have 30 or 40 stitches on the 7th row. So you do this first 6, then you come back, you'll do this 7th row, and then you will do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to go through 7 to 12 on the next part of this. So like I said, it's all the same thing. We just keep adding 1 at each end until we get to the place that we need to be, and then we'll come back. So this is how it starts to shape up. So we have done now rows 7 through 12. So this is how it's looking right now. and we're going to start on row 13, and we're going to do up to 18. So 13 to 18, and I'll show you this right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to crochet 18 stitches. So just single crochet in each stitch all the way up 18 stitches. So once you get the 18 stitches done, then you will come to this point right here, and this is where it's the place where it goes around her top part. So you do 18 and then 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and then you'll do 12 over, and then you'll do 2 single crochets in this at the top of the stitch after 12, and then you'll do 18 more. So that's the pattern, and you will have 52 stitches. And then you'll do row 14 is going to be a decrease row. So we'll come back and show you how to do that after we get the 18th done. And then 14 through 18 is where we'll finish the top part here. Okay, so we did row 13, and now we're fixing to do the decrease row, number 14. So right now we are single crocheting 9 stitches. So I've gotten 5 done. This will be number 6, number 7, 8, and 9. So after we get this 9 done, then we're going to go into the next stitch, and we're going to pull out the loop like that, but we're not going to take it off. So we'll go into the next stitch after that, pull out, and so you'll have 3, let's see if I can get it to, okay, 3 loops on the hook, so you're going to pull that through all 3. So that makes 1 stitch, it's 1 single crochet out of 2 stitches. So you're going to do that all the way across. You're going to start again, and you're going to do 9 single crochets, and then you're going to go into that. After the 9th stitch, you're going to the next stitch, which will be number 10, number 11, and then you will do those 2 stitches together. So that's how it's going to be on this row. You can see how it is. So it's going to be 9, then 2 together, 9, 2 together, 9, 2 together, all the way across the end of this. And then that's the 14th row. On the 15th row, we're going to do the same thing. It'll be 8 single crochets, 2 together, 8, 2 together, 8, 2 together, and then at the end of row 15, there'll only be 2. Or no, there is 8. I'm sorry, there is 8 stitches. It's row 14. You only have 8 left instead of 9. So this row, when you get the 9 and the 2 and the 9 and the 2 and the 9 and 2, you have 8 left. And then row 15 will be all 8. So instructions will be up here. So just go ahead and finish row 14, and row 14 and 15. And then row 16 and 18 will be just single crochets. And you'll have 44 stitches when you do all of that. So once you get that done, then we'll come back and start on the top part of it, of the bodice. Okay, so we finished all these rows that we were to do. This is how it looks. And now we've started the top part, and we've changed to the fudge color. Now, what I did is I came in 8 stitches in. So I attached the first color here, and I single crocheted 8 stitches, chain 1, turn, And I did this for 9 rows. And then I came over here and I kept the right side facing me when I attached these. So I started on this side now, and I've attached the fudge again. So let me get here. So we're going to single crochet these 8 stitches, and I'm tucking in my ends also as I do this. Okay, and then the last one. Okay, so you're going to do that, and then you're going to chain 1, and you're going to turn it, and you're going to continue up a total of 9 rows. So that is our backs. Now, you will, in here, I have put the front like this. I have marked the front. So I came in 8, this is 8, and then 8 stitches are done here. Then I came in next to it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 7th stitch I mark it because we're going to use this right here. Then I came same over here, I came in 7 stitches and I put the marker in the 7th. So I came over 6, 7th stitch I marked. And so in between here, I believe, say, okay, let's count this as 1. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So these, between this stitch and this stitch, are 16. Then there's 6 between, not counting, you know, between here and this right here. So we're going to finish this side, and then we're going to come back and do the front side. So attach over here, you're going to attach it the first time on this side, go up 9 rows, and then fasten it off. Keep the right side facing you. Come over here, start on the inside, go over, single crochet, 9 rows. Those are that's the back, like that, the back straps. And then we'll come back and do the front. Okay, so we did both sides now, and I put a pin in the back. I put it on here to show you. So this is what it will look like when you have it done. You put snaps down the back. Now we'll do the front, and then we'll bring the front here, and we'll just attach maybe 1 or 2 stitches on the front to the back. So this is the way it looks right now, and we'll come back and start on the front. Okay, so I've attached this single crocheted one. Now I'm going to this is the starting of the front, so we're going to single crochet, and I'm tucking in the ends, and we're going to single crochet all the way across from this marker to the next marker, the other side. So it's just simple crochets all the way across. Okay, so once you attach that, come across to this marker, that's the last stitch right there. Then you will do I believe I think we'll do the 9 rows. I'm not quite sure. I'll put the rows up here to see how it comes out. And then once you do from here to here single crochet, to as many rows as I have up here. Then we'll come back and attach these fronts to the back. Okay, so we finished this front, 9 rows. And then we took in the back and brought them up right here. And we slip stitch in 3 stitches. We slipped the back to the front, just in 3. So we slip stitched 1, 2, 3 over. And then we'll do this side, and that will connect it like that, as you can see. So once we do this side, I'll show you how we do this side right here. But this is how it's going to look. I've got a lot of you will fasten off your stuff, but I've kept mine on because I make these patterns up as I do the videotaping, so I have to keep them on until I know what I'm doing. So this is how the back will look once it's done. So, and the front. So this is the side part. And then the front will be like this. So we're going to do this other side in just a minute, and I'll be back. Okay, so when we did this neck, I forgot to tell you that we single crocheted. Let me get this so it'll. There you go. So we single crocheted 5 stitches, and then we took and we slip stitched the next. Well, we slip stitched up to these last 5 stitches. So there's 5 stitches in, then we slip stitched this. So it kind of made a, as you can see, a little rounded around the neck. And then the last 5 stitches you will single crochet. So single crochet first 5, slip stitch all the way to the last 5, single crochet. Now we're going to do this back. And remember to, when you put the backs together, that you are on the front, or what we'd call the right side. The right side. So that's usually where that's where your tail, where you started with the first chain, that's the right side. So now we're going to take this, instead of slip stitching these together, you know, after you've done the single crochets, I've changed it. So I'll show you on this side. So we're going to, I left a long enough tail on this side also, so I could just start with that. So I took out 3 of these stitches that I had done on that 9th row. I took out 3 of the stitches that I had done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the front and the back, and I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to single or slip stitch them together instead of separately, or like I had told you before. So we're going to go in, we're going to slip stitch these like that. Now let me start over again. I didn't do it how I was trying to say it. Okay, all right. So we have these stitches on, there's 5. I'm going to go into the next stitch and the 3rd one over from the front, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to slip stitch this like that. Okay, if you can see what I'm doing here, it's kind of hard on this dark color. Then I'm going to go into the next stitch and that second one on the front, and I'm going to pull it through that loop. So I'm just slip stitching. Let's see if it's going to focus. Okay, so then I'm going to go into that very last stitch, and the last stitch on the front, and I'm going to slip stitch. Then you'll just cut that off, and so this is how it looks now. These are the backs, like that, and they'll come together. You can put snaps down them. This is the front. I get all this tied off. Okay, so we finished the top, and now we're going to start on the bodice. So I've attached the color, this hemp color again. We've done 5 single crochets, and then we did 2 in the same stitch. So we're going to continue this now, and this is increasing. We had 32 stitches in that chain, the beginning of the chain, and that's where you attach it. And now we're going to do 5 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, like that, 3, 4, and 5. So then after you do the 5, you're going to do 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So that's 1 back in the same stitch. That's 2. So that's your pattern right now. 5 single crochets and 2 in the same stitch in that next stitch. 5 single crochets, then 2. So you're going to do that all the way across to the end in these 32 chains. This is where we began at the bottom. So this is the top. After you get everything, I fastened everything in, and then I turned it and start with the right side facing you and put in your 5 single crochets, then 2, then 5, then 2, all the way across, and that increases it from 32 to 37 stitches. And after that we're going to do several rows, and all the rows that we do will be up here, 1 to 6, or let's see, let me well, they'll be up there so that we can show you how to do that. And once we get that done, we'll come back and start on the next part. Okay, so we've done the bottom part now, and we've done 12 rows, and so I'm going to start the 13th row. So what I did is I turned it over, and I put this side, this back over this back, and I am going to single crochet in 4 stitches. So this is the 12th row, and I didn't do the last 4 stitches of the 12th row. I left them undone. So now I am single crocheting these last 4 stitches, and you put the backs together and you do them in both layers of the backs. So I'm going in that's the first stitch. I'm going in this stitch, the next one, and on the back the next one. So I'm going to single crochet them together. So I'm going to go in the next stitch and the one over, and I'm going to single crochet that stitch. So now we're going in that 4th stitch. That's the last stitch. And let's see, it's kind of hard to see which one. Okay, next to this, single crochet. So that is the putting the backs together like this. So there you can see that. Okay, so when you do the 12th row, don't do the last 4 stitches. Put this back over this back, and then single crochet the last 4 stitches together so that it connects the back. So once you do that, we'll come back and we're going to start this row 3, and we're going to start the pattern stitch. So we'll come back after you get that done. We'll start the pattern. Okay, so we've been doing this little stitch. I wanted to do a few of these, and I'll show you how we do them. So see if we can get it to focus here. First of all, we're going to go into after you put these stitches here. This is the back together. You go into the very next stitch and do this. It's called a bobble. So you go into this very next stitch, and so we're going to do that here. You're going to yarn over. You're going to go in that first stitch. You're going to do like a double crochet, and you'll have 3 stitches on there. Then you will yarn over and pull through 1, 2. That leaves 2 stitches. Then you will yarn over, go back into the same place, pull it through, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Yarn over, come through 2. That leaves 3. Then you will yarn over, go in again to the same stitch, do it like a double crochet, only pull through the first 2. That leaves you 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, go in the same stitch, do another double crochet, pull through the first 2, and you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. Yarn over and pull through all 5. And got to pull those stitches, all 5. Then chain 1 like that. Now go into the very next stitch, and you're going to put in a single crochet, and you're going to tighten it down like that. Pulls it down, and then do that single crochet. Once you do that, you're going to yarn over again, go into the next stitch, and you're going to do like a double crochet. You'll have 3 on there. You go and put you take off 2, so you have 2 left. I don't know why it's not focusing really well. You'll have 2 loops, and then you yarn over, go in again, go through, pull off 2 loops, you got 3. Yarn over, go through for the 4th time, go through 2. You'll have 4 stitches left, 4 yarns or loops. Go over for the 5th time, yarn over, go through, take off 2 more. That gives you 5 stitches left. 5 stitches. Like I said, I don't know why this is not focusing. But anyway, there's 5 stitches. Then pull through all 5 stitches. Chain. And then when you get to the end, there will be 2 single crochets. So just do those 2. Do that once and do that twice. And that's the end. Now I'll show you how to okay, well, I'll show you how to do that now. So you see these are not popped up. These, you can see, are popped up. These are inward. So what I do is I take them and I use my finger and I just kind of push them to the top like this. Because this is usually done on an odd row, so they pop out. It's done on the back. So what I do is I take a pair of something blunt, show you, and I just push that bobble through. Just gently, you know, poke it through so it stands up. Kind of form it with my hand over this. So it pops that up, see? Get this last one done. just kind of work with them. But we're working on the front, so the right side, so this usually is worked on the wrong side. But anyway, it pops them up like that when you do it. So this is your pattern. This is how it will look. Now, that's the first row. The next row, the second row, is going to be single crochet row. So you're going to single crochet. You find this all the way around. In each stitch or loop that you can find, you're going to single crochet the entire thing. So we're going to go in the next stitch. That's kind of on top of that bobble. And sometimes it's a little hard to get through, but you just got to work into that. So single crochet each stitch around. And there's that chain, you know, at the top of the bobble. Then that one single crochet between, you're going to work that down there. And then the top again. So you just, you know, where you see where you see this little stitch there, stitch on top, you just go through each one of these little stitches like that. And once you do that, you just single crochet all the way around like this. So do your bobble, then poke them back out the right way, do this row, and then single crochet a row, and we'll come back. Okay, so this is how the pattern is looking. We did the row of bobble stitch, then we did 2 rows of single crochet, and now we have done another bobble stitch row. So I'm going to show you in the single crochet rows, and you do 2 in between each bobble row. So each bobble row, each bobble, we're going to do 2 single crochets. So I just want to make sure. Here's the end of it. So there's a long stitch here, if you can see that, but we're not going into that. We're going into the top. There's the chain in the very top. That's where we did the, you know, the chain when we did the bobble. So we're going to go into this one. It's a little hard. So we're going to single crochet into that top chain. And then where we cinched it down, there's a space there. And that was the single crochet that where we cinched it down. So we're going to go into that and we're going to single crochet. Now, there's a long stitch here. Well, it's part of the bobble, but we're not going into that. We're going into the next one. It's the very top chain, if you can see that, of the bobble. So you're going to single crochet that, and then you're going to go in between here. It's the next stitch over, and that's the stitch we cinched it down with. So we're going to go in there. So that's how you're going to do the single crochets. Just not this long. See if I can get it really close. Not this long stitch here, but this next one, the little short on top. So I said it's a little hard to get into. You just work with it. Single crochet, and then right in between here, between this long thing and this little stitch, there's a stitch there. So we're just going to do 2 across the bobble stitch, so that when you get done you have 50 some odd stitches around. I can't remember exactly, 52, 54, 56, somewhere around there. but you'll have 25 bobbles and 2 stitches on top. So you have 2 stitches at this last. There's 2 single crochets always at the last because we had no room to make another bobble. So that's how you do the single crochet. We're going to do 2 rows of this, then a bobble row, 2 rows of single crochet, a bobble row, and we're going to do that till we're done with the skirt part of this dress. And I'll have up here how many rows that I did. You can do it as long or as short as you want. And once you're done with that, then we'll come back. Okay, so this is how the bottom of the dress turned out. This is the bobble stitch. We did a bobble row, 2 single crochets rows, a bobble, 2 single crochet, 2 rows of single crochet. At the end we did a bobble and 2 single crochet rows. Then we changed to the fudge color and we did 2 rows also of that. So this is how we did it. There was a total of 21 stitches or 21 rows of the pattern, and then the 2 rows of trim. Let's see, it was 21. And then the 2 at the bottom. So this is how it looks. This is how the dress turned out. This is the, let me show you the top part if I can here, up close. So we did the top, and in Fudge we did this, and then the skirt we did, and the trim. So you can make it longer, you can make it shorter. It's up to you, however you want to do it. But this is how it looked, and if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe, and we'll be bringing you more videos, and we thank you for watching.